seller that I could not get a hold of them. People would ask to see it, and I'm like, I'm sorry, like they live there, but for the life of me, it's been a week and I cannot get a hold of them. So I put it on hold, and my client finally reached out and said, hey, what's going on? And I said, well, I can't get a hold of you, so I can't advertise it on the market. So there's that, people getting COVID or sick, or they have like a family reunion and they don't want to allow showings for an extended period of time. Sometimes people just don't understand what hold means, and they just put it on hold. But
yeah, the house was vacant. They're not living in it. It's staged. So I don't know if it was like a tactic, or I don't know, because it did pop up. I don't know. But yeah, we were able to see it anyway. So
okay. They might also take it off and then put it back on the market at a lower price. That way it doesn't show days on market, but who knows? At that point, I don't understand the point of dropping the price, but yeah. All right, everyone. Well, we'll go ahead and get started. How's everyone else doing? It's the last month of the first quarter of the year. Mary shakes her head. Is everyone hitting their goals? Is everyone sticking to their actionable plans? This is the first thing on my list. Just remember, the nice thing about, and this is why corporations, well, why they should be, obviously as times change, they just get more corporate and they just do things to do things. But most corporations, if you have a very corporate job, they look at everything from a quarterly basis, because they want to be able to adjust and say, hey, are we hitting our goals? Are we doing what we said we're going to do? And so same thing, this is your business. You're independent contractors. As of right now, California said that they are going to, with their legislation, respect that realtors are deemed independent contractors. They're not going to crack down on the realtor industry yet. However, the federal government said they will. And so you're going to see some big changes coming up with brokerages once the labor department starts cracking down. But just remember, you're an independent contractor. You are a business. I think that there are a lot of people out there who don't want to get involved in a get-rich-quick scheme. But then, and this is what I used to say all the time in different businesses, and I think I've heard some of the Shark Tank sharks say it in some of their posts and podcasts, is, no one wants to get involved in a get-rich-quick scheme. But then again, when we start our own business, or we try to be self-employed in real estate or mortgages or whatever, we expect to get rich quick. And so you just got to remember that it takes some time and it takes consistency to get established. Chase Chow, who's been posting videos constantly on TikTok, he goes to these homes. He set up a brand for himself. He says, best houses under 500K in Sacramento, or something else that's catchy. Well, he all of a sudden had a video go viral, and he has like 200,000 views or something crazy. Maybe it's a little less than that. But guess what? He has been working on that for a long time, and he spends hours editing these videos. And then he forgot to edit this one video and just posted it, and it had the most traction. But he's also been calling me constantly to ask about, hey, what should I put here? What should I catch here? If someone messages me or comments, what should I say? And so he actually just got 2 leads and set up 2 different buyer consultations with them. Both are looking to buy next year, but one's looking to sell and buy. So it takes time getting these things established. But that's why you really got to take some time to pick what you're going to do to grow your business. I think that I've been meeting with a lot of real estate agents from the mortgage side, just to partner with them with mortgages, or maybe talk to them about our brokerage. And I always ask them the same thing. What are the 3 things you're doing to grow your business? And actually, I've talked with a couple of mortgage loan originators who are thinking about coming on to our mortgage brokerage. And same thing, I said, what do you ask agents when you first meet with them? They always say, oh, I ask how I can help them. And I said, well, maybe you should change that to say, what are the 3 things you're focusing on? And everyone agrees. No one has a set thing that they're focusing on. Everyone's just kind of doing a little bit of everything, and they feel very scattered, and they have a hard time figuring out what's working for them, what's not working. When you have loan originators meet with agents, they all say the same thing too. It's hard for me to want to really partner with someone and invest into doing something if they say that they do all these things. And it's okay to do a little bit of everything, but you need to have the three main things that you're focusing on, even just two things that you're really, really putting majority of your time and finances into. So Chase is doing a good job. He found that. I'm not the best with the videos, but it's easy to see what works and what doesn't work out there. And so he's been cracking down on that. I know a lot of you have been setting up farms and door knocking. A lot of you work your own social media and your own sphere. And I think that's great. And so just double down on it and put a lot of time and effort into it. And so now we're the last month of this quarter. I would be starting to look at, okay, what have I done? Right? We don't want to look at the outcome. We're in a little bit different of a market. And so if you said, hey, I want to be selling 26 houses in a year or this year, am I on the correct trajectory for that? Well, that depends on what work and effort you've been putting in this quarter. And if you have not put in the work and effort that should lead to 26 closings, then you need to change that and adjust it, because you can still hit that goal by the end of the year, but you can't look and say, oh, well, I'm not closing the right amount per month, so I need to do something else. No, it's just you picked actionable things that you wanted to do, and so you just need to make sure that you're sticking with it and you're actually doing those things that you said you were going to do. Because life gets busy, things get busy, things come up that kind of take our focus away, and so we just have to make sure that we're putting that focus in. For me, one of my big goals last year was to get us to about 50 agents and 4 different loan originators. We have 2 of us loan originators, and we have about 23 people in the brokerage. We have a couple of referral agents as well. I think whenever I've mentioned this to a lot of other people in the industry, a lot of inspection companies, a lot of escrow companies, they're very shocked by that. They think that that's big growth. To me, I think we could always grow faster. So if I'm looking at quarter to quarter, okay, well, what could I do differently, and what can I add or change? How do we grow faster? How do we show culture to more people? Because there is power in numbers. Too much numbers can lead to a decline in culture. So we always have to make sure we guard our culture. But with that, I'm really working on getting us an office space. For those of you who were on the call maybe a couple minutes ago, the commercial industry is to be honest, it's tanking a little bit. And so commercial lending is so much different than residential. I mean, it's pretty much getting a business loan for a property. And so if markets are dropping, like in 2020, if I was a restaurant and I tried to get a loan for my business, there was no way in hell I was going to get a loan, because the restaurant industry, because of the shutdown, was dying, and until they finally let people back. So right now it's the same thing with office buildings. And there's kind of a reason why, because some of these office buildings are absolutely outrageously expensive for you having to do everything to the building. So we're probably going to be getting one in Roseville, and I'm working on that'll be a lease. And so I'm working on getting us a good sized place that will be probably off of Douglas, because I think it'll be very centrally located for a lot of our agents. And then towards the middle of the year, or maybe in the next few months, we'll be probably buying another space a little bit closer to Fair Oaks, Orangevale, Folsom. So it'll be a second location. And there's reasons for this. One, it allows us to do more events. It just guarantees that if you wanted to meet a client at our office, they're going to be really nice. But it's just going to allow us to grow a little bit faster as well. It's easier to establish that culture. Plus, I've had a lot of you, and I'm the same way, that sometimes it's hard to work at home because you have so many distractions. And so I think it'll be good focus. It'll be a good environment for us all to get around each other. I'm very protective of culture because for those of you who have ever been on a team or in a brokerage where there were a couple bad apples, it can really affect just your even desire to go in the office. And so I'm very cautious of that. And so my promise to everyone is that we'll always make sure that's protected. But yes, so we're working on that in the next month or two. I think it'll be great. It'll be a lot of fun. Yeah. Upcoming, does anyone have any questions about any of that before I move on to the next part?
I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. Because I have a little one that keeps wanting to run in here. I hear the door banging. Yeah, and with that, we'll have all kinds of things. So if you want clients in there will be a nice area for you to meet with your clients. It's not going to be kind of a traditional office. It's more of a kind of just an open workspace. If anyone wants to rent out a space and you want something that's more dedicated to you, you can have a set desk, but we have to charge because that's part of the independent contractor status. But we'll make it pretty affordable. It'll also be something that if you just, you wanted to have a signing there and have a drink with your client while they're doing their final signing, you can do that. Everyone will have keyless entry that'll be on their phone. And then all of the locations will have somewhat of a studio setup. So for those of you who know Max, he's been the videographer who comes to a lot of our, actually either Max or I may just have Mary, Adrian, who are our other photographers, Rebecca. We have like 3 different pro photographers in our brokerage, which is awesome. But we might set up just a film area for anyone who wants to come in and record themselves. It'll have a cool backdrop with, those colorful lights that you see on Instagram, and you can kind of pick what color you want. But it'll be a good spot for people that make whatever social media content, YouTube content that they want to make, or even stuff for their own website. So that'll be exciting, hopefully. But okay, upcoming events. So we have our Easter egg hunt. Once again, everyone, this is moving to the farm that Mary, Mauricio, and I have in Lincoln. And so that is 1598 Moore Road. So go ahead and go to your Eventbrite and change that address. Once again, it's 1598 Moore Road, Lincoln. The nice thing is we can have a lot of more vendors there. So we're going to have a bubble station. It's a huge open space too. So we're going to have a bubble station. We're going to have a face painter come out, possibly 2 face painters, depending on how many people are coming. But the one that's coming, she knows that, if there's a lot of people, she's just doing an egg on the cheek. So it'll be fun. We have Adrian went and got us a really nice backdrop. And so we're going to have photos. There's no Easter bunny, but we're going to have photos for people to come and take pictures with their family, and we'll be able to send that out to them. And I just ordered almost 3,000 eggs. So the couple days before, we'll all get together, we'll stuff the eggs with candy, have a little potluck. And yeah, if it is looking like it's going to rain, or if it had been raining the days before Easter, if it's too muddy, we'll probably switch it to a park. It's fine. Most people don't even plan half this stuff until a couple days before. If it looks like it's going to rain, I do have a warehouse lined up, and I do have a plan for that. It'll still be a lot of fun. But remember, the goal of this is for everyone to invite people. It's not necessarily getting them there. It's reminding them that, hey, I'm a real estate agent. Here is something of value, right? It's them seeing your name and face in your farm. It's them seeing you give something of value to all of them. It's you reaching out on social media and saying, hey, the real estate brokerage I work at, we're doing this event. Boom, you just told them that you work in real estate. So that's the goal of these events. And I have definitely gotten a lot of clients off of it. Like I've said many times, I have closed probably 7 deals off of just inviting people to events on social media. And to be honest, I think only one of those deals, that person actually came to one of my events. Three of those clients that I had invited to a lot of my events have referred me to or used me more than once. So I just think it's a good way to build a brand and connect with people. And our brokerage is 90-10 split. And so in our area, you inviting people that you feel uncomfortable just sending them a message, that could be a $10,000 commission check. It could be 12, 14, 15. So just something to keep in mind. The next event that we'll have after is going to be the summer kickoff event again. We're once again, that was just a ton of yard games. It was just a fun thing to do. And so we had, it was like a little barbecue. We had lots of games and stuff, but once again, just something to invite people to. Summertime, we're going to go a little bit more focused and niche. And so we'll probably do a class that'll be sponsored by a law office that sets up trusts. And so you can invite people to a class where they teach you how to set up a trust, and they talk about the importance of it, but it'll be catered, drinks available, but it'll all be indoors. And that way it'll be cool in the summertime. I'm going to be putting out a few different dates for our Building Wealth with Real Estate seminars. So this month it's going to be, Chase isn't on the call, but it's on the Wednesday, the 20th. And so even if you're inviting people the week of, I think it's a good thing. I reached out to a bunch of my past clients, and I had two different people say, hey, actually, I've been really thinking about building a portfolio of properties. I can't make it to your seminar, but I'd love to talk more about doing that. I had three different people do that. Two are in the tech industry, and one is just excited to do it. So that's Wednesday, the 20th. That'll be right after our meeting. So it'll be 12 to 1:30. And then for the month of April, I'm going to be finding a Saturday for us to do it on. Hopefully by then we'll have space that we can do it at, or we'll rent a space. But April will be on a Saturday. I'm trying to figure out the best day that we get the most people to attend. So that's that update. Anyone have any questions about the upcoming events? I know a lot of you have set up your Eventbrite, which I really appreciate, and you've started sending messages out. I'm telling you, it's the thing to do. Okay, with an update on the mortgage rates. So I do think, especially when you're talking to your clients, you're going to start to see mortgage rates drop a little bit purely because of speculation. Don't forget that mortgage rates are similar to the stock market, and so they do go up and down based on speculation. You're going to find that the Federal Reserve is not going to lower the rates, but you're going to see rates drop. And then I can almost guarantee come September, there's going to be a little bit of a drop. So historically, if you've looked at every single presidential election over the last 5 or 6, rates dropped either 0.5% to 0.75% right before the election, like literally September, October is when they dropped a little bit. So it is what it is. Doesn't matter your political belief, but they're probably going to drop then. And then, so I would just kind of prepare your clients, not getting them excited to buy then. It's to get them excited about buying now. If they can buy now, keep their cash in their pocket, put less down, get a place, be okay with the monthly payment, maybe put a little bit of work into the property and update it. Come September, October, that is going to be when they should refinance and get just such a better rate, maybe even remove their mortgage insurance if they put less than 20% down. But that is going to be just a huge thing of value that you can bring to them, and you'll kind of look like a hero and an expert in the industry by talking to them about it. And you're also assuming the sale, right? If I start saying to people, hey, now's the time to buy, because in September and October, that's when you're going to want to refinance, because you want to put less down now. You might have a little bit of mortgage insurance, but come September and October, when you refinance, when rates drop, prices are going to go up, and you're going to have 20% equity most likely, and you're going to be able to remove that pretty easily. So you're assuming the sale, and you're forward thinking with them and getting them excited about the possibility of owning. The other thing is we're going to be putting out once a week, pretty much some conversation talking points, but really for anyone who's looking for that social media content and you're not wanting to say too much where you could get in trouble, we're going to put out all kinds of, here's the loan product of a couple loan products of the week that you can go ahead and talk about with your clients. This is the feedback I got from Viviana, that she doesn't want to share too much about a loan product that she hears about, but at the same time, she knows that there's the majority of people out there don't know about it. So we're going to be sharing that. It's free content for you all. It's good talking points for any of you who have kids that meet with other kids' parents or whatever it is, maybe. The goal is just to know a little bit so you can share it with someone, pique their interest, and then connect them with a loan officer. That way the loan officer can get them really excited. So once again, Op City, and this is kind of the last thing on my list. Op City is huge for a lot of us who are finally getting it to work. If you have to join the wait list because you've never had it before, please join the wait list and let me know if you did not join it and you want me to resend you that link, because like I said, we have quite a few closings coming up, and I think that they're going to be opening the door for more people in our own brokerage to join. I just closed a condo for $325, and the second that it was cleared, I got, over the last few days, I've gotten 5 leads all over 650,000. I've won 3 of them, or I won 4 of them. One of them didn't get connected. I already showed 2 of them houses. So one of them I missed at 1.1 million in Folsom. It's kind of sad by that. But I was switching phones. I was like, no. So yes, and if you do have Op City, one of the things to keep in mind is you really want to be good about moving people from spoke to met, and then every once in a while just picking someone random and moving them from met to submitted an offer. The reason why is in their system, it just shows that you have better conversion rate. They're never going to ask if you actually wrote an offer. All you say is that it was rejected. So I know quite a few people, they were not getting leads at all. And the second that I had them do that, they started getting leads. You can even put that someone was got someone into contract, and then move it back to, just say that we fell out of contract. Dylan Wynn put that he was available to take leases so that he would win a couple referrals, and he converted. I think you showed her some properties, right, Dylan? She at least talked to me about the possibility of purchasing.
Yeah, I just showed her a couple properties and said that with her monthly budget, she could buy when she thought she couldn't.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's a lot of options out there. I mean, the first one he got wanted a 3-bed, 2-bath renovated house for $800,000 a month in Roseville or Rockland, which is never going to happen. But the point was he won the lead, which got him a better lead. So Op City's huge. What's nice is it gives us all a little bit of capital because it's just a referral fee, either 30 to 40% of the commission. So, and then we just do the same splits with the brokerage, 90-10, after Op City takes theirs. So it's not off the top. 800 per month, not 800K. Oh yeah, they were looking for $800 a month rental, which is impossible. Yeah. Anyone have any questions or anything they want to share, updates?